are you guys today? And I sent a link to the website and said, scroll to the bottom, and we're there.
Yeah, that's good. So let's take that card off full screen, and we're here.
Yay!
We are here. Hello, Nick. We made it live. All good. All right. Okay. Now, Nick and I don't do anything by halves, so that's why we're going here, there, and everywhere. But we're going to take a step back today, because we were asked the question last week about how do you start a blog post or a blog site. So, Nick, it's over to you. Where do you begin?
Oh, well, I tell you what, funny enough, Stephen, I've in preparation, I've been making a blog site for myself over the weekend and a bit last week. And yeah, I went and got a domain name from GoDaddy. And this one is for the best side hustles for the new blog. And I've got a hosting already with a HostGator baby plan, which I think cost me less than $10 a month. And I think at the moment, if you go on there, I think they're doing something crazy like $3 or $4 for the first 6 months. So that's your own hosting. So you have your own. So I think the domain cost me a penny for the first year and $12 for the second year. So I got that in one. The hosting costs less than $10. And then I've just uploaded WordPress onto it, installed WordPress. And I'm busy playing around with themes at the moment to see what we want to do. So your blog post can cost, that whole blog post will cost me less than $15. So, and then you can have as many pages as you like, as many posts as you like, all sorts of things. It's like an Aladdin's cave of tomfoolery that we can use. So, because it's not just about what we write, and it's the ease with which we can pull things in. So we can pull videos in and images and all sorts, and then link out to all our social media. It's in WordPress. It is pretty simple, and I think we've said before. I like using Elementor as well as a plugin that just, again, because we build in. And the thing is, Stephen, it has to be easy for me, because when I first started building websites, I didn't have to do a lot of coding. It was pretty much all point and shoot. And now it's even easier, because now they bring you blocks and you just drag and drop. So that's even better. Right to my street.
Yeah. Blocks have made it so easy, because a block can be a video, it can be text, it can be a heading, it can be anything you want it to be, and you just drag and drop and fill it in. So from a learning point of view, it is simply straightforward. And a lot of videos on YouTube about getting started on WordPress, aren't there?
Oh, absolutely tons of them. And to be honest, you can pretty much find any of them. One of the questions, a lot of people, I don't know why, this does get a little bit confusing for people. They say, oh, is it WordPress or WordPress.org? And it's, you can if you don't have your own hosting and your own domain name, then you can blog on WordPress.org. But WordPress is a free resource. So it's always best to own your own property. So just get your own domain name, your own hosting. As I said, it costs you tuppence. So you probably get hosting even cheaper than I'm getting it with HostGator. But I have HostGator because it's super easy you can host as many blog sites and websites as you like. So there's no restriction on that. And I've used them for 6 years now, and I've never had an issue. A site has never gone down. Touchwood. So this is touchwood, never gone down. I've never been hacked. So it's great, and their help is really good. So that's why I use them. And again, that's why, and you can use them, and it's really easy. You just it's literally a one click almost to just install WordPress. It's super simple. And and then you're good to go. You can then write whatever you like, blog about whatever you want. Blog.
And you are your own censor. I mean, you can write about anything you want. I mean, you want to write things which people will be interested in. Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, you can't just do a simple post though. This is what I had for lunch. That doesn't work. what you're actually doing is you actually, well, it doesn't. Right. There are probably sites that just have that. There's everything on the web. But if you are looking to promote your business, a website, as Nick said, it's your own territory. You pay for it, and it's the time that you invest which actually makes a good website great. And you've got to work at it. You've got to do regular posting. How often do you post, Nick? Just
Oh, I'm posting at least once or twice a week at the moment on different ones, and it's really, and the thing is, it's super simple, because this is why we love live streaming, and I particularly love video, is that we create this content, and then this content becomes an instant blog. So if you're live streaming every day, then you've got a blog every day effectively. So it's really, really, really simple. So, and the more you put out, the better it will be. So, and this is why I've started the side hustle one, and I've set that out, and I'll put that separate from my other website, which I promote all my affiliate links with, because this one is just for, I just wanted to have it as, even though the other one's my own, I just wanted this one that I could do different things with as well. So and you just have, and I don't know about you, Steve, I was, back in the day, I used to make blogs where I'd go and find other people's videos on YouTube, watch what they were doing, and then I'd just take little screenshots. And if it was like 5 best things to do, do something, 5 best ways to affiliate market, for example, then I'd just watch someone else's video, take screenshots, and then pretty much not plagiarize totally, but I would take their content, reword it in my speak, and that was a blog post.
Well, yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be your own content all the time. You can invite guest bloggers as well, can't you? Just as we can have guests on our broadcast, you can have somebody write a guest blog, providing it's on point to what your site is about. Because I think a site should have a sort of a general topic, but you shouldn't be going off at tangents, because people who come to your website are actually looking for something. Exactly. And they're looking for you to share your knowledge. And it should be single purpose. And if you, as Nick said, if you've got a second purpose like affiliate marketing, then make it a separate site so that people who are interested in that topic will go to that site. Yeah. There's nothing wrong. I mean, sorry, right? Rewind. This is your own website. You do what you want. I mean, it said something else then. You do what you want within reason. But what you want to do is, as Nick has done, blog once or twice a week and get people to come back. Say, if you're going to do a blog post, then you need to do it on a regular basis. Just like we need to have this show at 10 a.m. Eastern every Monday, you need to release your blog post at the same time every week so that people can look forward to it. And it's just so easy to do. It is so easy. Now,
it is. And people start to expect it as well. That's the thing. And it's like, it's Monday. It must be it must be a new blog day.
That's it. That's it. It's the same as with live broadcasting, and people come to expect. Okay, so just to confirm what you're watching, and thank you for watching us live today. This is Live Video Production Weekly with Nick Wood and Stephen Healey, and we're already started into the topic. And it is now, there is a problem, isn't there, when you start a blog site. When you get your name, okay, and choose a name that's sort of germane to what you're doing. Motorcycling news would not be a good title if you were talking about swimming. So do try and get a web title which is germane to what you're talking about. Second thing is get hosting. Nick mentioned HostGator. I mentioned SiteGround, which is a UK site. But there are so many packages out there. Do look at the reviews of the sites and make sure that people are happy with it. And if they've got a Facebook group, check out the Facebook group and see what's happening there. Facebook groups are where people actually post their problems. So if you want to know what's really going on, then go into the Facebook group. But the other thing about starting a blog is that when you start a blog, you're the only person who knows about it.
This is true. It is the best kept secret, isn't it? People,
It is.
people have this unbelievable vision that they think, I'll just put a website up or a blog site up and everyone will see it. And it's like, no one knows it's there. So no one's searching for it.
No. And you basically, you've got to go to Google, haven't you, and register your website.
Yeah.
If they don't find you, you've got to find them.
Yeah. And a lot of the time, Google normally find them pretty quickly, even if you don't go to Google. That's, the easiest way to find out is just, Google your site and see what's there. But type it in specifically. But yeah, you just need to start that pain. I call it pain because it is painful for me. The pain of all the search engine optimization, and that is just getting every search, because it's not just Google. You've got lots of different search engines that need to find your site. So when people type in what it is you're doing, then you've got a fighting chance of actually showing up in a search. But that is a time-consuming process, I would say.
It is, because if you want to appear on page 1 of Google, if somebody searches for a certain term, it's not that easy, is it? And the SEO frightens everybody off. Most people.
It does. When I first started, this is a true story. When I first started, I just did not understand it whatsoever, and I really didn't. I just didn't understand. People were talking to me. What are your keywords? And I was thinking, keywords. What are these keywords? And not realizing that it could be more than one word and a phrase. And because I knew absolutely nothing. And then they were saying, well, you need to do some keyword research. I'm like, but I don't even know what my keywords are. But there's so many different ways you can do that. And there's, if you're starting out, there are a ton of free options, because you actually want to know what people are typing in. And so that was one of my first lessons, was actually go and find out what people were actually typing, and then I could create content. To match that.
It works. It works in the same way as Google and YouTube, doesn't it? And there are on YouTube, we've got TubeBuddy, where we can do our keyword research, and as Nick said, there are various other sites that you can use to actually make. I mean, it's pointless. I'm not going to name names, but I know somebody who makes up titles and searches for them. And the thing is that the titles are so, well, you wouldn't search them. They're not search terms that people would use. And because they're not search terms people would use, if you've got a blog with a strange title, you'll find it. If you've got a blog with a generic title, you won't find it. But if you want to sort of prove your powers of doing SEO, then don't do it with titles that nobody else will use, is all I'm saying. Search terms are important.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And that's the thing. Even it's some of the biggest successes people have are with the search terms that they just don't realize people are using. And that's the great thing about keyword research. And that is that you can actually find things that you think, my goodness, someone's actually looking for that actual search term, and you just think, wow, it's it never ceases to amaze me what people actually type in.
DD's found us. We're live on the blog site, but obviously I haven't switched comments on, so I'll do that straight after the show. Apologies, DD. Right, do you want to do a quick recap?
So what we're talking about today is we're talking about blogging. So really going back to basics, and what we've covered so far is the fact that you want to have get your own domain name. Again, you can get these from multiple places. They're not going to cost you very much unless you're going to go for something super crazy. And and then you get your hosting. So Stephen was saying he uses SiteGround. I use HostGator. Just, you know, there are lots of different ones. My very first one, I think, was Bluehost in Australia, because I was sitting at my sister and brother-in-law's house, and that's when we first decided to make a website. So yes, but it didn't matter where I was in the world. And then we've been talking about the thing of actually having your blog post is one thing, and setting it up, but then, you know, you need to actually let people know where it is and how they can find it. And so this is where we started talking about search engine optimization, keyword research, because if you're you know, if we're talking about cooking, for example, and I did one on vegan cooking, which is more specialized, and then started doing some certain vegan recipes, then you'd actually start to search for what it is. You're going to, as we said, same as YouTube, going to TubeBuddy, or a lot of the time I'll use Uber Suggest, which is a free, type that in, that's a free resource, and just type in some of the keywords that you think, and it will give you other matching keywords that other people are actually using. So yeah, then you can actually start to build took that vegan cookery element that I was talking about, start to build that blog post around that subject with lots of the keywords that you want, and then obviously some of the related key phrases as well. So it's not just the one, just, you know, always have a few more. Then we get into the technicalities of linking and all sorts. Where did you want to go with that?
Well, I think the first thing is that if you take your website as being the center of your universe, and that's where you're going to have links, or you're going to embed your YouTube videos, embed your Facebook videos, you're going to write blogs and build up resources for people to use. I mean, Angelica's got a website, it's been going 6 years now, and it's a resource for German learners, and teachers around the world visit her website to find resources to use in class. Okay, which is absolutely brilliant. But she didn't get those teachers coming to visit her website by doing nothing. You've got to promote on Facebook, on Twitter, and you've got to get friends involved as well, and get them to help you to get the word out. The more people you get involved, the easier it is to actually become known. And over to Didi again. Didi's got a question, I think.
Oh,
right. Okay. Do you go live once and just share it to your blog, business page, and profile? Over to you, Nick.
No, we go live regularly. So it's the same thing. So Steve and I do this show every Monday. We have other shows that we do independently throughout the week, and so, you know, every piece of that content potentially then can become part of your blog post. So you can, for me, I take it and I embed the video, but I would also give it some description, some narrative. I transcribe all of it, but I don't use that as the blog post. It just as a because well, you know, you reading us chatting, it would be no good. It needs to be slightly tweaked to make sense. So yes, so it's more than just sticking your live stream into a blog post. I mean, you could. There's nothing stopping you just embedding it, transcribing it, and having the full transcription with it. I see people that do that, but I just think for more of a rounded blog post that people can actually read, then I personally like to give a little bit of a description. And again, you can add these extra little keywords in your descriptions, and then have your headed description. And then you can have your body text, which has been nicely written or changed so people can read it. And it's, you know, it needs to be readable, because some people will click the video, some people like to read. We all like to do different things.
Yeah, you've got visual and written. Most people go to blog posts to actually read, but they're not unhappy to have it interspersed with images, and they're not unhappy to watch a short video. Now, we do know from experience that if people come to watch your video, if it's an hour long, they're not going to sit there for an hour. We know that as a fact. It's a given. What people are going to do is they're going to watch your video, they're going to watch the first few minutes, and if it if some of the ideas that you put across at the beginning actually hit home, they will watch more. But if not, they will move on. So you do get people watching for longer on YouTube than you do on Facebook. We know that for a fact. People on Facebook sort of have, well, I'm not going to say anything derogatory because people on Facebook are nice and we've got hundreds of friends there. But people watch for less time. YouTube, people watch for longer, up to 5-10 minutes of video, depending on the video itself. If you put short videos as well as long videos, but you give people a choice. So in addition to your 30-minute shows, just record a 5-minute video on your own and put that on. That will get more viewers and we watch for longer. It's very important if you put a 60-minute video on YouTube and people only, Nick will hopefully back me up on this, if you put a 60-minute video on YouTube and people watch for 2 minutes, YouTube isn't pleased. If you put a 4-minute video on there and people watch for 2 minutes, then YouTube is ecstatic.
Absolutely, and that is the specific strategy I'm following with the new YouTube channel that's now, gosh, nearly 7 or 8 weeks old now. And yes, these videos are all either 6, 7, 8 minutes long, because we wanted that view time. So we get, I can see it. My statistics tell me that people watch the videos and it drops off to around 50% of the people that watch them stay all the way through, which is great because that's that's the average watch time is 3 to 4 minutes of a 7 or 8 minute video. And so YouTube rewards us with that by thinking, oh, that must make some sense. People like it, and we'll put it into their recommended searches. And sometimes they'll put it on people's home pages. And yeah, that's where people suddenly click on it. It's like, and that's a great feeling.
Just checking. I've just been told by Didi we've got an echo.
This cave I'm in.
Just a minute. Okay, we'll check that. Is there an echo now, Didi? Is there an echo now? We're going to do this both ways. It's gone now. I don't. No, not necessarily so. We're not going to have that. It's 50-50. Right. Okay. So try again.
So accusative. Can't even think of the word now. J'accuse, I think was the French I was trying to look at. Yeah, is it echoing now, Dee? Come on, Dee. Okay. I think it did. I think I heard an echo earlier, but it seems to have gone. Hopefully, it's now gone.
Yeah,
Don't worry, Dee. I don't offend easily.
Right. Okay. Now, so getting started. It's hard work, but you can do it. We've all done it. We've all been there. As Nick said, we started blogs for ourselves and for other people. But one of the things that you want to be able to do is to keep people on your blog site reading your blogs. And with that in mind, I came up with an idea yesterday, which I'm going to share for the first time ever. I'm going to screen share and bring up on screen and put full screen. Hopefully you can still hear Nick and I. This is my website, and I've just been revamping the front page.
Nice.
So it's, thank you. I love Elementor. It just makes life so easy. So you've got a little bit from me, and then we go on to the shows that I broadcast on every week. And you can see top left is Nick and myself, and later this afternoon myself and Fonz, and I'm live tomorrow, and Nick and I are live on Wednesday, and then it's Blabbing for Britain episode 281, and then yeah, you get the idea. But I'm concentrating at the moment how you can broadcast to your website. I've also got my live video from Stonehenge. Mix it up a bit, keep people interested. And then we are live. This could be the echo. And I'm just going to wait a second there. Yeah, we are actually, just to prove it, we're actually live on OneStream. Okay, and that's the OneStream player. But the thing I've tagged on the bottom, and I can't press the button now, but I've actually put a music player on the bottom of the website. Now, this, I can't press the button because it would start playing Cat Stevens, and we will be taken off air. Basically, what I did was to put a series of tracks together using Soundtrap from Spotify, and having put those tracks together, I then uploaded them to Mixcloud, and I embedded the Mixcloud player on my website, which means that on our websites, we can do anything we want. We're not being watched by Facebook or YouTube. We can play music, and we can play, if you use Mixcloud, you're licensed to play. Now, every time that somebody plays Cat Stevens on my website, Cat Stevens will get some money. It's as simple as that. All the royalties get paid. So Cat Stevens, Mike Oldfield, Jean-Michel Jarre, Mamas and Papas, and Booker T and the MGs will all get paid every time somebody plays that tape. But the thing is that you can actually listen to the music whilst you're actually reading the blog or looking at the page. Yeah, and if you wanted to look at a blog, and I'm going to go to a different page, you could leave that page open, and you could then listen to music while surfing the whole website. Now, the music lasts for 30 minutes, and the question in everybody's mind is, if they're enjoying the first track, is what is the second track? I'm not going until I've heard it. And then you hear a second track, so you get what is happening here. The music is I did try it with rock music, Nick, and that didn't quite work.
Oh, so it needs to be fairly easy listening.
That's it. It's got to be easier listening. Rock music's not to everybody's taste, unfortunately. We can't play Def Leppard and In Excess loud. So it's a sort of ambient music, and it seems to be working well so far. People are actually clicking it and listening to music whilst they're surfing the website. Now, as you can see, the website is made up of videos and that were made earlier, and live videos and music. So you've got the full mix of options there, and it means that people are more likely to watch. A text blog is good, but as soon as you get graphics in it, and as soon as you get, even more so when you get video in it, it brings it to life. Nice. So I'm going to switch that off and come back to us.
No, I tell you, I like that for a couple of reasons. One is, my question for you was, did you think about just having it auto playing when someone hit the website, or this is my echo, I think, or did you actually consciously think, okay, no, they'll have to click the button to play it?
That's right. I mean, the first comment I got from Krista Boven when I put it onto Mixcloud was she wouldn't want it to autoplay, because when she goes to a blog post, from her point of view, she actually wants to read the blog post. And if she's using, well, I can't, not everybody's going to do this, which is unfortunate, but I'm going to try and encourage as many people as possible. If you would like Cat Stevens playing on your website, then you can just copy the code, put it into your Elementor, and Cat Stevens will play on your website. And I'll put a new one up every week. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got the kit. So putting together a 30-minute, effectively was a 30-minute mixtape. Yeah. Which everybody can share on the website, and we could do a whole lot with this. It's just an idea that came to me on Saturday, and I'd got it. I made the tape, or not the tape. I made the 30-minute collection of music on Saturday, and then I put it onto the website on Sunday. And initially, I had it as a pop-up, but that was too annoying, because you don't want to annoy people. So it's at the foot of every page, and you press the play button. It's an option you can actually decide whether you're actually going to play or not. So let's say, if anybody wants to borrow it, more than welcome to do so. Oh, I like it. That's right. That's the whole idea. You've got it in 1DD. It's basically to actually give some people something to do whilst they're actually visiting your site. So you go to the front page, you right click on blog posts, open that in another tab, press play on the music, and then just go and read all the blog posts. Yeah.
Oh, so cool.
So yeah. Sorry.
Oh, I was thinking about vlogging. It seems like it's easier for me to explain. I do mindset and marketing. Should I combine the two on my blog website? See, now I would say do two.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, mindset is one of my favorite subjects, and I would say absolutely have that as one, and then your marketing as another.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'd go with the two websites as well, because basically, if you want somebody to guest blog and they go to visit your blog site and have a look at it, they're going to say, that's about marketing. I'm talking about mindset. I don't want to be on your website, and vice versa, of course. So if you've got a single topic, then it makes it more cohesive and it makes it more sense. And you could still go to two blogs a week, one for each site. And also by doing that, you've got twice as much chance of being found. And yeah, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. And the other thing, of course, is, you know, they're not, you know, they are not totally mutually exclusive. So, you know, for people that are in marketing, then, you know, some mindset would be would make some very, very good content. So you could have some of your marketing linking into that. So, you know, you can link both ways. And that was one of the things I wanted to say about another thing that I loved about your website, Stephen, is you have all that content and the linking. And it was this is how I eventually understood the keyword research and keyword phrases and what I was supposed to be doing. Was the man explained it to me, saying, look, you know, imagine it's a tree and all these different ones are like branches of the tree, and leaves on the branches. And he said, so, you know, Google actually ranks pages, not the entire site. So it's all interlinked, but, you know, so you just start putting the leaves on your tree. And that was like a little, you could hear a penny dropping, or several pennies. It was like, or his jaw dropping, probably, like, how can this man be so thick? Because it really did take a while for you to get what was going on. Okay.
Well, to that point, I'm going to share something else because I can. So I'm going to hide that. I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to hide that. So I'm going to share again. And how are we doing time-wise?
Oh, we're good. Yeah.
Only
halfway through. It flies by.
It does. Okay. So I'm going to go there, and I'm going to bring this up on screen. And you are totally free to do what you want. I'm going to bring myself and Nick on screen and take myself and Nick off screen because we feature in the blog here. Mm-hmm. These are the blog posts, and it's basically all the blogs on one page, and you've got the image and you've got the description and you've got the blog title. And basically, as people are actually scrolling through this, listening to music, they find a blog they're interested, they click this, I told you we were on here, they click the link, and that then brings up the separate page. And my internet's struggling because I'm trying to do several things at once. I'm going to click that again in case I didn't click it first time. Okay, and you then come up with the page, and hopefully you can see the power of repurposing DD, which was the show Nick and I did last week. And the replay is actually embedded into the blog itself. Yeah. And hopefully, fingers go crossed. Okay, we should appear after fonts. Oh, we don't. Okay, scrub that. Okay, this is live video. I'll come back with that point next week. Okay, but the thing is that it's your blog site and you can do whatever you want, and things are going to go wrong and right, and just experiment, because you can experiment, can't you? You can do all sorts of things. Once you're in control.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I've been playing around with mine for the last week, trying to make it look like I want it to look like, adding different things, and then scrapping the whole thing, and then starting again. And that's what I love about it. It really doesn't matter. You can take your time and get it how you like it. And don't. I think this thing. I think don't try and rush it all. Because sometimes, for someone like yourself, Stephen, you've been doing this a long time, and so it's like it's all in your psyche, and if you don't do it as often, then you have to sit back and think, okay, what is it I'm actually trying to do, and then put those pieces. And I ended up writing it down the other day. I actually mapped it out on a piece of paper, because just trying to do it on a screen, I just had to go old school.
Well, it's a bit like doing a show. You put a draft agenda with the bullet points. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm guessing on that last one, Stephen, in an ideal world, we would have been playing live at the bottom of that post as well.
Yes, we would, and we will be next week, I assure you. Right. Okay. I think we and another comment. I think we've got this. I tried to take on too much and be all over the platforms, and then all the algos, and I got burnt out.
DD, totally understand that. I'm with you 100%. You and lots of other people.
There's only so much you can do. For the last 8 weeks, I've been concentrating on broadcasting to your website and getting the blog itself going. So my YouTube was taken back burner. Yeah, my Twitter feed is active, but nobody's really reading it. You can only be in so many places at one time, and that's right. Okay, thank you for asking. My videos are on YouTube and on where's my second? On Vimeo, I think. Because again, you're leasing land on Vimeo. And on VI. Yeah. You do have to. Basically, YouTube is free, but YouTube say what you can and can't do. Vimeo has a fee, but you decide, and Vimeo, providing you don't break their rules, will actually happily let you store your videos there. VI Loud is a little bit expensive for doing that, but there are many options out there. One of the best places to actually store your videos is Google Drive. But practically, because then you could do all sorts of things. We'll come back to that question, I think, because it's quite a good question. That was last week. We've been tripped up here. We've been asked about something we did a week ago. Right. Okay. We're going to have to go and do some homework, DD, and we'll have a look and we'll remind ourselves. We talked about Vimeo. We talked about lots of things. I did a synopsis. Yeah. So we just need to read the first paragraph, because in the Be.Livers group, so the Be.Live streamers community, I made a list of everything that we actually covered. So if you go back to last week's video, DD, and you get there before we do, then there's a list right at the top of the post, which tells you exactly what we're looking at. Okay. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. We look. Don't worry. We can trip ourselves up. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, we do a perfectly good job by ourselves.
Yeah. Nick, it's over to you.
Oh gosh, we've flown by. As always, this has been Nick and Stephen, our live stream weekly and every Monday, 3 p.m. UK time, 11 a.m. Eastern time. Did I get that right?
Nearly.
Was it 10 a.m.? 10 a.m. Eastern. One day I'll learn to tell the time. Please do join us again next Monday for another. I've totally thrown myself now for another episode. You see, Dee Dee, don't worry, I pick myself up quite happily just talking. So
we'll be back next week. There's more music we can't play, videos that do play, and a lot of fun. So take care, and we'll see you next week. Have a great week.
Thank you. Great save.
I think that's a wrap, isn't it? We'll